when I'm wanting to move on, progress in life, I want to be as light as possible. Mm-hmm. Right? So I want to move through, I want to flow through as light as possible. So I got to drop off unnecessary baggage. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's anger towards people that I don't even need to have that. I don't even need to see you. I don't need to hear from you. Nothing. Hello guys, welcome to As If the Podcast with your host, me. We're going to do that fast. Asia, my queen. And today we have a special guest, my beautiful friend, Miss Jessica Blanco.
Hi. Oh
if you guys are like listeners from like when I first started, you've heard her like 3 times? You've been on here like 2 or 3 other times.
I think it was like 3.
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 times.
Yeah, but like 3 other times. So this is probably like your 4th time. So yeah. But if you are a newer listener, this is my friend. I don't know why I feel so nervous doing this with you.
Yeah.
Why do I feel nervous? Tell me why I feel nervous. Talk to me. Tell me why I feel nervous.
Okay, well, let me tell you. So I think we feel nervous because...
Oh, we? So you feel nervous too?
No, I'm saying we for you so you can feel supported. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, dang.
Hey.
My boo came out.
Ooh.
Okay, why do I feel nervous?
Okay,
Can
nervous
you tell me?
because I think we're going to talk about something important, and I think every time you and I talk, whether it's recorded or not, like we always come to really deep points. Like I feel like every time we have conversations, I leave with homework. Like mental homework or just like thoughts that I didn't have before. So I think it's just, it's really interesting how we play with our brains, when we get together every time. But I also feel like because we've recorded before and, we've done this before and it's been a while. So maybe that's why you feel nervous too.
Yeah. And like, I feel like I just like respect you so much. I like want to impress you. Like you're like one of the people that like I want to impress.
Oh my God.
Like,
I'm gonna blush.
Like, do you feel like that about anybody in your life? Like, I really want to impress this person. Like, not in an insecure way. It sounds insecure, but like, you just like respect the person. So like, what you do, you want to just do it well in front of them.
I feel like that with all my friends.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Like all the time.
So you respect them.
Yeah.
You respect us.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, I do feel like that a lot. And with you too, because your work ethic is amazing. Like the content that you put out is amazing. So obviously like something like this makes me think like, oh my God, I need to really, I did my homework. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm really thinking about, just bringing good like energy and just attitude towards what you're creating because I respect it so much and I respect you.
Okay. All right. See, she knows me so well, so she's able to kind of like, yeah, like I asked her how I'm feeling. I'm like, why do I feel? Like I couldn't even say it myself, but you said it very well. So today I already told you that I felt I had previously recorded this episode by myself and I feel like I needed help. Like getting things out and like just picking apart the topic. So we're going to talk about forgiveness. I might get a little emotional. I actually started my period today.
Ooh.
Yes, I started my period. So I might get a little bit emotional. But I think that's okay. You've seen me cry so many times, girl.
There's an eclipse happening today.
Oh. So what does that mean? What am I
going
to
This is going to amplify everything that you're feeling. But you should pay attention. Just pay attention to how you're feeling.
Pay attention to how I'm feeling.
I would journal. I think that would be really good. Do you journal often?
Yeah, I journal pretty often. But yeah, like I almost got like really like teary-eyed talking about this like when I first recorded this. But then I was like, you know what? I got to scrap this, but I needed help. So like you're like the perfect person to talk to. So everybody has like a view on what forgiveness looks like, right? Some people think that means inviting the person back into your life. Mm-hmm. Some people think it's just a release of resentment. Some people think both. I also think some people say they forgive people but still hold on to that to that resentment, but they want to say they forgive them so that they could keep the person around. If that makes any sense?
Yeah.
You know, I forgive you, so I'm gonna keep you around, but like they still feel that pain or that lick back. Okay, so how do you see it?
Damn. You know, I was thinking about forgiveness when you told me what the topic was, and I think it's just like really. It's just something that is not. It's case by case situation, because I found myself being able to forgive people and not allow them into my life, but more for like my peace. But I've also found myself in the last one that you said, to hold resentment, and I say that I forgive people just to kind of move forward for myself. But I still hold that resentment, so I have to check myself every time, because like, am I really like forgiving, or what am I doing?
Yeah.
So forgiveness for me is just something that changes as we grow, and depending on the experience and how deep it hurt us.
Yes.
It also has to do with the ability that you have to forgive yourself. And I think, and I've associated like being not being able to forgive somebody to my time in which I was really hard on myself. Like, I can see the correlation between the two.
Oh, wow.
So, in times where I felt the most resentment is the times where I feel the most resentment towards myself.
Too. Yes. There's been times that like when I make a mistake, I beat myself up so bad. Oh my God. If I do anything wrong, I tear myself apart. So like, it's not a surprise that when someone else does something wrong, I feel like there has to be a huge consequence. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds sick. It does. It sounds really sick, but like, my background, like where I'm from, like when you do something wrong, there is a huge consequence for what you did. Whether you're being physically, verbally abused, like you are going to, feel what you did. You're going to pay what you did, for what you did. So like, as I've grown and, separated and built my life from like for myself, separate from my family, I have noticed that I've continued that behavior, but with myself. That if you do something wrong, like there has to be a huge consequence. And then the first time someone said that it's okay to me after I made a mistake, I was like, what? So like, it's fine.
Oh my God, it really be like that. You're like, what do I have to do? Like, I really feel like I have to do the most sometimes. And it's so crazy, because there are people that actually care about you, that love you, that are like, like, you're good. And you're like, wait.
But like, should I start cleaning? Like, what
should I do? Like, you think of like a million things to say, and they're like, no, it's fine. And then I'm like, no. Like, in my head, I'm thinking like, because I'm coming from my own experience too, like when I'm in that situation, I'm like, no, they're lying. Like, they're going to hold resentment, just like how I would, right?
Yep.
Because to me, I grew up with that same mindset. Like, if you do something, there's a consequence.
Yep.
For everything.
Yep.
Right. So for me, it's like, when you do something, when I'm not my healthiest self, like inside, I start thinking like, you gotta pay. Like like, that sounds awful, but like, it is like that. Like, you're gonna pay, and like, and it was crazy because I've read like, have you read like Buddhist like principles and stuff, and like about karma, and just like basically the karmic energy is something that could be carried from your past life. You could create a new karmic like curse, or like a karmic energy that your after people are going to continue. So but with that is like, to me, I do believe in a way that everybody pays for what they do, like one way or another.
Yep.
Now, is it my job to wait and like wish that upon them? No. But does it happen? Yes. Like,
no, but I literally like, I'm like, no, I'm gonna be your fucking karma, bitch. I'm gonna be your fucking karma.
Oh, God.
But like, to me, okay, it's so crazy. Like, I've never like gotten my lick back in a way like, okay, you did me dirty. You, I don't know. told a secret of mine. I don't know. And then I went to, like, I set you up to get beat up or some shit. Like, I ain't done none of that, right? But, like, what I'll do is, and at the time, I don't know. So, like, but what I'll do is I'll say I forgive you. And I will I'll try to, like, elevate and just, like, fucking stunt on you.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to fucking dunk.
Yeah, I love
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I
feeling.
want, but, like, I want you to feel so fucking small. Like, I want you to feel as small as I did when you did what you did.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, at the time, I don't know that I'm doing that.
Right.
But, like, looking back, there's been so many times I've been like, oh, no, it's okay. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna pawn you. I'm gonna get, like, prettier. I'm gonna get this or that, or like, whatever. More spiritual, or like I'm gonna get that.
That's gonna be me.
Just to like make you feel so small. Not to really, like.
Now, do you think that will come back to you?
The thing is that, remember I told you, like, karma doesn't wait to come visit me.
You're on the top of the list.
I'm on the top of
Asia?
Asian
appointment. Okay, you're right there.
All right. Put the backpack on. Let's go into life and fuck it up.
Yeah, she's ready.
Yeah. Like, karma doesn't wait for me. Like, I'll do something, boom. Like, I've done something, car accident.
Oh.
I've done something, car got repoed. Like,
sorry. Oh, God, no.
Yeah, like
that.
Yeah, so it doesn't wait. But I think I don't think it really makes it to the person. It doesn't make it to the person. Like, because when I'm alone and when it's quiet, I feel that small. I feel the smallness that I wanted you to feel.
So that comes to the conclusion that maybe just wishing that upon somebody just reflects.
Yeah. That's all it does. That's all it does. Like, because, like, it's never really worked. Like, I've never really, like, stunted on somebody and then they come back and they're like, girl, you stunted on me. Like, it
never happens. They just move. They're just like, with their lives.
Congratulations.
Right. You're like, so we gotta. Dang, that's a whole different thing. I've been there too, and it's kind of sad.
It's humbling.
Because humbling. Because then I feel kind of stupid. Because then I'm like, yeah, like, I look cute and all of this, but then it's like, but I feel like shit inside. Yeah. Like, I had to go through all these things to get to this.
Because all I did was perform.
What? Right.
I was just performing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Like, I think it makes me so sad. It makes me so sad sometimes. Because I'm just like, okay, so, like, this lick back thing, this, like, get you back thing, it doesn't work. And I feel like it doesn't work because I'm not, like, I'm inherently, like, I'm not a bad person. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is not, like, what's supposed to be happening. Yeah, this is not, like, me at my core. Yeah. So I think that's why. And, like, I had just so much anger and it felt like extra baggage. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it's like poison. Like, anger like that. It poisons you, and then the other person doesn't even drink the poison. You're just taking it every day, every thought that you have about them, or every time you wish, whatever upon them. Like, you keep taking that, and then there's a point that it's like all you live in that. Like, you really become that, and then other things start getting poisoned too, and that shit is just like, it's really annoying, because, yeah, I really wish forgiveness is such a tricky thing. Like, forgiveness is like a thing that I'm trying to even give to myself. Because I tend to be very gracious to people, but sometimes it comes like with like the hope that I'm gonna get grace as well. Because growing up, I feel like I'm like really hard on myself currently, but I grew up being hard on. So it was very difficult. Like, I feel like I had to prove myself a lot. So now that I'm older and I can make decisions with the relationships that I carry and continue, I can be more gracious with people, because I'm like, oh, I wish I would have received that. But then sometimes I feel like I don't receive it from the world. And it's just like really hard to even do that. But I think forgiveness does start with you. It always starts with you and how you act with yourself. But that's just it's much easier said than done.
So how do you think you're able to forgive other people but not forgive yourself?
It's not about, no, I didn't say forgiving. I said grace.
Grace. Oh, yeah. You said bitch.
I said grace.
Make sure you correct that motherfucking word. I ain't
grace,
forget.
it's like understanding. Like, I'm kind of like, okay, like I get it, but I still hold that resentment. And that's when I don't think I'm reaching true forgiveness.
Okay, so like, how do you hold that resentment? Like, what are you thinking in your head? Oh no. She said, bitch, this might get me locked up.
No, because, okay. It depends. It depends on how deep the situation was.
Okay.
It depends on like how often I think about the situation that happened.
Okay.
So I'm just like, every time I see you, that's all I'm gonna think about. And like subconsciously, I feel like my energy is felt. Like I'm kind of wishing things on you. But you know what I mean? But I'm not going to actively do anything. It's just kind of like a subconscious. And that's that poison. Because that other person is just going about their life. They have no idea that I have, you know what I mean? Well, obviously, we wouldn't be on good terms, right? Because it would have to be something that sets us apart. I don't hold resentment towards people that are close to me. Because I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I don't believe in that. I'm talking about people that do something and like they're not in my life.
Okay.
Right? And then when I see them, I'm not going to actively do something against you.
So you don't keep these people around?
No, I don't.
Oh.
If I have to, like if it's a family member and I have to see you, okay, like I'm not going to talk to you, but I say that I've forgiven you, maybe. But you know what I mean? Like I'm still sending a little bit of like waves.
Okay.
I'm a hater sometimes.
Waves and hate.
I'm a lover, but I'm a hater too. You know, love and hate are the same thing.
Because I keep some of these people around. Like, I hold this resentment, but I keep them around. Like, I am just like... because I love you.
What do they do then? What is it that they do? Like,
girl,
is it something that
like...
they do continuously? Or is it something that they just did once and you're like... And you still keep them around?
The worst thing for me, I talked about it, not on this past episode, but the episode before that. I talked about how, like, it hurts my feelings so much when I'm not seen. Like, when I do not feel seen, like, I almost have this, like a baby. You know when a bunch of people are, like, not really paying attention to the kid will just start crying. Like, that's kind of how I am.
I am like that, too. I'm so dramatic.
I'm so dramatic. And, like, I personally, like, I mean, I could be bugging, and I'm open to the idea or me bugging, but it's fine. I feel like sometimes people will purposely not see you so you could feel small.
Oh, shit.
And I feel like I've had a lot of people in my life that made me feel that way. And I hate saying made me feel. Purposely made me feel that way. And I hate saying made me feel because, like, I have control of my emotions. I should. But, like, I hold a lot of resentment for that. Like, it hurts me bad.
So then these people that you already know that made you feel
friends,
like this,
family.
So so every time you see them, do you feel like, okay, I hope this time they see me?
Yeah.
Or are you waiting for them to do it again to, like, be more mad? Or, like, how do you approach this?
I just almost want them to just see me. I'm just like, I just want them to see me. And then I talked to my therapist about this, and she's like, is it okay that you're just, like, not? Like, she was just like...
Is it okay one time you're not seen?
I was like, fuck?
No, honestly, that's me too.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there are people out there that will literally see you. They see you. Like, okay, Jessica, let's just say, okay, I don't know. Let's just say, like, you got a new pair of shoes. And, like, you know your friend likes them shoes. And so you see your friend, right? She sees the shoes and she doesn't comment on them.
Oh.
It's like that.
Okay.
It's almost like that. Like, you see me, but you're trying to, like... act like you don't. So I don't feel like better or feel good.
Okay.
Or just good.
You feel like they're withholding kind of like compliments or that sort of energy. Do you give it to them?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like the thing that you're doing, like the shoes that you purchased, did you buy them for yourself? Or did you buy them and purposely wear them that day because you knew it was going to stay fun?
You know what? You don't have to ask me all these questions now. Because...
Like, what's the purpose of wearing the shoes then? Like, why did you buy the shoes? Was it for you because you like them? Or...
The shoes were for, us.
For us, for the team, for everybody to enjoy. For me to wear, but for everybody to enjoy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so.
He said yes.
Because I think I show my... That's the way I show my love. Is through like admiration.
Okay.
And like complimenting you and congratulating you and making you letting you know that what you're doing is so awesome and you are so awesome. Like I'm very like I love complimenting people.
Like words of affirmation.
Yes. You know what I mean? And I guess like I just have to realize that like people just like show their love in different ways.
That's true.
But also I know you see me, bitch. You get what I'm saying?
No, that too, because that does exist too. There are people that purposely do that to make you, like you said, feel small.
Yeah.
And I wonder that maybe that's like the other side of resentment or unforgiveness. Maybe you did something in their experience, right, that made them feel like, oh, I'm not gonna do this.
So now I'm not gonna compliment your shoes.
So they're never gonna compliment your shoes because it'd be like, I knew she did this. You know what I mean? People. Oh God.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work.
And that is a lot of work. Oh, that's a lot of mental
gymnastics because that's usually how socializing goes. Like people are like, oh
yeah, cute, hey. But like that's where I've held a lot of my anger and resentment towards people is through just like feeling like I'm just like not seen by you. Like if I don't feel seen by you, like I'm just like, but I don't know.
So
girl.
You continue to have these relationships until you feel seen? Or where is the line? Where do you draw the line? Like to say like to put yourself around these people that don't see you.
Where do I draw the line? That's a good question. I eventually do draw the line. I think I've had friends that or family too, like, and I dead the relationship. Yeah. And I think when I had this conversation with my therapist, she literally was kind of like on some type of time like, do you really need all those compliments? Like, come on.
Understand.
Like, she doesn't get it. But like me, I'm like drama on her couch. And she's just like, do you need all that? And yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And if you do, that's okay.
You think so?
Because there are people that could give that to you.
You think so? I don't know.
When I feel like the way that you just explained of wanting to feel validated or seen, or like that shoe example, I feel like I experienced it the most in my romantic relationships and in my parental, like with my parents. So with my friends, I feel like I have a different dynamic in which I think I could, if I were to feel unseen, I could achieve that easier. Like it doesn't get to the point that I feel like to the fullest extent of feeling unseen. You know what I mean? If I look at it in a gradient, like my parents and romance are all the way to the right. Damn, Freud was right. And then my friendship is kind of like it's in the middle. So I guess I do experience that in friendships, but I find it easier to balance that kind of feeling of being unseen, because I tend to be maybe more, I feel more comfortable being vocal with my friendships.
Okay.
When it comes to things like that, then in my romantic sometimes, because even then, like, yeah, romantic, it's easier too than with my parents. So I see what you're saying. I feel like for me, it feels like a lot of anxiety. Like it's not just wanting to be seen, but it's just like the fact that you didn't see me like these like 3 times, let's say, then the fourth time I feel like, what do I have to do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I don't only have to buy the shoes, but now I have to like pair it up like this, and I have to maybe like come earlier, maybe I'll bring you this, you know what I mean? It feels like I have to do the most, and it's like an anxiety rush. Like I could compare it to that.
And your relationship becomes a performance. Like the whole thing becomes a performance. Like you're always dancing. Yeah. It's exhausting.
It is.
It's exhausting. And like that's why like I started making it a priority to just be with people that make me feel free.
Yeah.
Make me feel just like whatever it is that I do, it's okay. Do you have people like that in your life?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a relief. Like just to be.
And did you used to have friends that made you feel a little more tense, or just people in your life? It doesn't even have to be friends. Just did you have more people in your life before that made you feel more tense?
Yeah. I felt like
Did they feel comfortable?
Did they?
Did you feeling tense, did that feel comfortable?
Oh no.
It didn't feel comfortable.
It didn't feel comfortable to feel tense.
Okay.
Like I think being with anybody that makes you feel tense or anxious makes me like, I don't know. Like it's not comfortable because I'm always, I guess I could ease out depending on like the frequency of how much I see this person. But I always try to think about like, why do I feel like this? Like, why do I feel like this when I see you? Why do I feel like this when I'm leaving? Why do I feel like this when I'm on my way to you? Like, you know, and again, I can compare it to like anxiety. So, but thankfully, I cutting those relationships. Like, I don't really feel like I have to do that with the people in my life now.
Yeah.
And it's hard, you know what I mean? Because you can love somebody and still, you know what I mean? They can still make you feel tense.
Yeah.
And it's so confusing.
My God, it is so.
Because you think if there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's something wrong with me, but I don't give a fuck. Like, you know,
maybe exactly.
Like at this point, I can't be like that. Like, it's not cute. Like, if I can't understand it, it's harder.
Yeah, I think relationships that made me feel like I was walking on eggshells those were the relationships that were the most comfortable to me. I had never known anything different. Yeah, like I've never known what it was like to make a mistake and the person tell you that it's okay. Or just have a conversation with you about the mistake. And you know what I mean? Like I've never known that. At the time I had never known that. And so like, I think still to this day, sometimes I do chase after relationships that make me feel a little unbalanced because that's just what I'm used to. You know, I'm used to fucking up and then someone calling me a fucking bitch or like putting their hands on me and things like that. So yeah. So like, just like you and I have been friends. I was just thinking, I was like, what? For like 3 years.
Yeah. But
yeah, we met.
Damn, 3 years.
Yeah, we weren't even supposed to be hanging out. Like it was like basically illegal or whatever for us to fucking hang out.
Right.
Like, but like,
is it legal? For real, it was like that though. The streets were empty.
The streets were empty. It was you and I.
That was a crazy time.
Yeah. And she brought me over a backdrop. Remember?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So
damn. 3 years ago.
Yeah, and like you had shown me a different way of having a friend. You know, and like a friend that was just like I've never. I mean, you probably judge me in your head, but like you've never. This stupid head me, but like you've never made me feel judged. You've never made me feel like I've needed to pay for anything that I've done. You know what I'm saying? Like I've told you a lot of things, and you've just been like, okay, so like how can we, how are you feeling about that? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's not like anything that's like. Yeah, I don't know. You just made me feel normal.
Oh.
You know? That's appreciated because I think no one's really normal. But like, I feel like we should make each other feel like seen and then like in like a human.
Yeah.
It's like,
I feel like a lot of people are not like that.
No.
Mostly like our age, like people are not.
Yeah. Like I think having you as a friend and having my girlfriend and seeing how she is with her friends, it has just opened my mind up to like so many other ways to have a friendship. Like if a friend got me mad, I'll cut this bitch off, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it's like now it's like, okay, my friend got on my nerves, it's like, like, how can I talk? Let's talk through this, or like, let me tell this person about, it's difficult. Actually, I'm lying. I don't do that.
Oh, God.
I'm lying. I do not do that. I hate confrontation.
Yeah.
I hate confrontation, bro. And I think confrontation is so dope because that's how we can get to forgiveness. That's why some people don't. It makes me
so uncomfortable, but sometimes you have to do it.
But you know what the fuck you did.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to confront you for what you did.
Right.
Because, Jessica, if I do something bad to you, I'm going to call you. I'm not going to wait for you to call me. Are you going to do that to me?
No,
like if you know that, like
I would have to let you know because I would.
Like, hey, girl.
Because again, it's like that would just be like in my head, like I wouldn't be able to sleep because you're important to me.
Yeah.
So if I did something that hurt you or like you know what I mean, I would very much talk to you.
I think that's one of the reasons why some people it's hard for people to get to the forgiveness because y'all ain't even talked about what the fuck happened.
Yeah, like you haven't even talked, you haven't let it all out.
Yeah.
People think like you know what I mean. Forget it. They just cuss people out and then what?
Like with my resentment, like, bitch, I'm gonna keep you close, but like
I'm so bad with that sometimes.
Yeah,
just thinking about people like not in a good, like thinking that I've forgiven somebody and then thinking about it again and then I feel something in my stomach. That's how I know. That's how I know I'm like, oh, I'm not there yet. But I've been more gracious with that because before I was like, damn, like what's wrong with me? Like I'm really like resentful. Like I really hold things in. And I used to leave it like that, at that. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, no. Like, you got this. Like, let's make this a goal, okay? Yeah. And I say this to myself, like, okay, I think about people. I would think about them, write them down, like, journal about them. I've done, like grids, too, like, that have helped
Grids,
me.
girl.
Yeah, like a grid of, like, okay, these are people that I hold resentment to. These are people that I want to forgive. Like, I really break it down like that, because sometimes it's very deep for me because I hold my relationships like so deeply. Like friends for me are everything. Sometimes like equal to family. You know what I mean? And like when people do shit to me, like I'm like yeah, like I'm good. Like I'm good. I keep saying I'm good, and like maybe I am good on my everyday. But then on like the 10th day, I'm gonna be like I'm gonna feel something. I'm gonna see something. And it's gonna bring me back to that. And I'm like, damn, so I'm not okay.
I'm not okay.
Let's dig about this. Like, let's think about this. Because before, I used to not think about it again. So I would just be like, okay, whatever. I'm feeling like that towards that person, whatever. And I would just leave it. But now I'm like, no, let's think about this. Let's think about why? It. Okay, do you want to forgive this person? Yes. Okay, it's usually yes. Because I don't think there's anybody that exists that I don't want to forgive. Actually, I'm lying. No, there's one person. Okay. There's one person.
Okay, so there's one person. Okay, so that's actually, I'm so happy you said that. Uh-huh. Because I had a question, forgot about it, boom, now it's back. What's the fucking question? Hold on. Okay, the question is, do you think forgiveness is necessary to move on?
Ooh. No, it's not. But here's the thing. It's still wrong. Because
it doesn't have to be wrong.
Because I think it's right. That's true. Thank you. I think it's also about like the issue at hand. So let's say this person, I'm gonna use a real example. This person cheated on me, right? And then the pain that caused me, right, like took over like basically my whole experience with them for like a long time, right?
Holy shit.
For a long time, it was like a blanket that just went over what the relationship was. I couldn't see it. I couldn't think of it in a good way. it was just all a blanket of like, you did this, right?
Ah.
Then I got tired of thinking like that because again, it's a poison. So I had to think about it deeper, and I'm like, okay, what happened? Like, let's revisit this, because it was something that I avoided. I'm somebody that something happens and I just don't want to look at it. I'm avoiding it, but I'm still hurt, right? Yep. I'm obviously hurt, and I'm going to keep carrying that. And this little thing that I put aside is going to come back and try to talk to me, but I'm going to ignore it, but I'm still hurting. So I had to face it and like think about it. Like, what is it that hurts me? How did I get to that point? Like, to really break it down and remove the blanket, like, look at the relationship, like, what, you know what I mean, for myself, for my own growth. Because if I experience all of this and I'm not learning from this, like, that would be my bad completely, you know what I mean? And I wanted to learn from that. But I had to understand too that the first step is not forgiveness necessarily for me. Okay. I had to understand first how this happened, the way that it happened. Why did it happen like this? Like, and for me, so that for me is the first step. Understanding me, understanding them, understanding the whole relationship, how it got to that point, how it can grow from that. And from there, I could reach forgiveness.
Ah, okay.
And that's with forgiveness,
I've never heard that before.
I can let that go.
Yeah, because what that sounds like is, because when you're like focused on forgiving somebody right after the situation happened, actually, I take that back. I take it back. Because for me specifically, when I'm wanting to move on, progress in life, I want to be as light as possible. Right? So I want to move through, I want to flow through as light as possible. So I got to drop off unnecessary baggage. And a lot of times it's anger towards people that I don't even need to have that. I don't even need to see you. I don't need to hear from you. Nothing. So it's like, I think that's what happened just recently. Like when I was telling you how like I came to a point where I feel like I've forgiven my parents. I still have time, to go, because, it's a lot to unpack. But like, I told my therapist how I feel so heavy. I feel so fucking heavy. And she was like, there are natural things that happen in life that you're going to go through. Death in the family, things like, so there are natural things that are going to happen in life. She was like, yeah, that fucking sucks. But like, you're going to go through that shit. That fucking sucks. Right? So it's like, that's why I love her, because she's just like,
she's so blunt.
Yeah, I'm like, for real? Can you talk to me nice? Right? Like, yeah, she's ready to go. So she's like, there's natural things that happen in life. She was like, there are certain things that you have taken on that you don't need to.
That you're still carrying.
That I'm still carrying.
Oh, shit.
So,
damn.
Sorry, going back to your point, or what you said, you don't think that holding that resentment was like, or like forgiving him was just what would be letting everything go? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yes, but for me, it was hard to just start there. I think because because it was so deep. It was so deep for me. Like the pain that I felt was deep, and it wasn't. And then that's when I had to look at it, because I'm like, what is it really hurting? Like, is it really just this? Like, because why is it feeling like this? Why are you feeling so avoidant? Like, you know what I mean? Let's, uncover this shit and look at it. So I saw from that, I got deeper understanding of myself as to how I even got to that point.
What do you mean? How did you? Because, like, what does that have to do with you? Like, someone else cheated on you.
Okay, I think cheating in a relationship is deeper than just the act. I don't think people are just horny and fucking. I mean, I think that's 10%.
Okay.
I think that's 10%.
Talk to me.
That's 10% of the reason why people cheat.
10?
Yeah. I think 90% is because there's so many things. And that has to do with the relationship. So that's when you have to think about, like, is this person being honest in the way that, they want to relate to me? What kind of traumas these people have? Yeah. Are they trying to, like, sabotage themselves? Like,
but I never think it has anything to do with the other person, though. Like, zero. It's probably how you connect, but it has nothing to do with, like, how you are individually, like Jessica or Asia individually?
I think in a way, yes and no.
Okay.
Like I know that I'm not to blame for somebody else's act, right?
Okay.
Like, but subconsciously, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you know, you two merge. Mm-hmm. There's things that maybe were unspoken about. Maybe we held resentment towards each other in different ways. Maybe boundaries were crossed. Maybe, you know, lies were told and people didn't put their foot down. That's where I think I went wrong. To prevent all of that.
Makes sense. Okay.
Because I allowed things to get to a point that I knew that I wasn't fucking with and continue.
Okay. Okay, I can understand.
Now, I don't think I'm directly linked to what happened.
But not something you did is the reason why the person cheated. Okay, that makes sense. It's just how you probably showed up in that relationship and you're reflecting on like probably on things that you probably want to leave behind or and you know and take and move forward with.
Right.
Makes sense. Makes so much sense. Makes so much fucking sense.
Because resentment is a thing.
Ooh.
So for me,
I'm a lick back bitch.
And me too. And the thing is, like, for me, it's not like my lick back. It's not so much like, okay, you did this, I'm gonna do this real quick. Like, for me, it's much deeper than that.
Yeah,
like,
I want to psychologically just fuck you.
I can really get into that bag if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But that's where I did not want to go anymore.
I don't want to do that no more. Like, okay, and another one is like how I feel is like, bitch, you gonna need me one day. And I'm gonna say no.
And I'm gonna say
fuck
no.
You, ho. Like, you're gonna need me the way
cute.
I needed you.
You're gonna look cute.
I'm look so
no.
fucking cute when I say tink.
Yeah, no. I'm good.
But the thing is,
like,
my ass, I'm gonna say yes.
I know me. Because I love you. Because I love you, bitch.
I'm
gonna say yes because I'm gonna help you.
And I can't stand your ass for making me feel that way at that time.
But I'm gonna still help you.
Yeah, but now I've been noticing that like lickbacks, like that's not motivating to me anymore.
Yeah, no.
It's not motivating anymore. It's not giving. Fuel. Yeah, like I don't feel like I used to be on the treadmill. I said this in a past episode, but I used to be on a treadmill and be like, all the motherfuckers that like fuck me over, this is for you. You know what I mean? Also, like lose yourself and then be like Eminem shit. Like her arms are sweaty, knees weak. You know, like I would be like, yo, I'm gonna get you, nigga. And now, like, I try to, and I'm like, yo,
there's not.
I'm such a lover. Like, I just want to hug.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just want to, like, you know, be back to the good times.
I just want to hug, you know, and I just want you to say sorry and that's
it. Like, let's move on. Because it should be that easy.
Yeah,
and like, be so simple.
I text my mom and my dad. I told you, but like, you know, for the podcast sake, I text my parents and I told them that I love them, and my mom, one thing this lady gonna do is write a message this long.
Aww.
And she was just saying, you know, it shouldn't have ever gotten like this, And I went through this box that I have of just different memories and stuff. And I was just sending her pictures of like an invitation that she made for my 13th birthday. I was just sending her things. Yeah. Okay, I shared on Instagram. So like, everything just came up and I'm just like, this is all the joy that I am withholding because I am so angry about the past.
Is that blanket that you put over that?
Yes. And my smile was so huge when I was just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, this is what I am. This is what I could feel all the time if I just said, this is what I could feel all the time if I just like let it go. And it's not saying just like allow the same behavior. It's not saying take the person in either. It's literally saying like you deserve to feel like joy and happy and like full. And sometimes the anger you feel towards people is like holding you back. You know?
Oh, shout out to Capricorn women.
I love you guys, y'all. I love me a Capricorn.
I like Capricorn women too.
Yeah, they're the best.
The Capricorn women. Women.
I love them. I love them so much.
I like Capricorns. No, but that's really sweet. I think that That is just, yeah, I'm gonna give you, because that takes a lot.
It took a lot.
Because it was something that you were thinking about. She probably missed you so much. She probably thinks about you in the same way.
And that woman is so prideful. My mom is so prideful. Yeah, she always used to say that she hates saying sorry because she doesn't like feeling
the other person.
She feels like she's giving the other person power over her, even if she is sorry.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, I think of things like, what would happen if
I die?
If like you and I got into it, and there was a thought to just say sorry because I want us, and something happened to you. Bro, I would be no earthly good.
I always think about that too.
Yeah, so I'm just like, is this worth it? I always think about it. Is it worth it?
Right.
And, sometimes it is. Sometimes you just die. You know what I mean? But, like, most times, like, I'm like, nah, this shit ain't worth it. It's literally, all this bullshit is not fucking worth it. And, like, I think, I've had the privilege to be able to be at a place where I can go to therapy, and I have the privilege of having great friends and people that I could go to talk to about some of the things that I've been going through. So like, it's been easier for me to work closer and closer towards forgiveness. Sometimes people just can't even verbally communicate what has hurt them, even if it's not even to the person, it's just in general. I was hurt. Some people have never admitted I was hurt by what so-and-so said.
Right.
Some people have never even processed that.
Isn't that crazy?
Or even thought about that. Or even said it, actually. Like,
sometimes people just carry that pain, and then, like, if it's like a friendship, right? And it's like, let's say your best friend of, like, 10 years. And then they did something to you. You guys are not friends anymore. Some people carry that onto a different relationship.
Yep.
Or same with romantic.
Yeah.
So then you never get to see, like, where's this resentment really coming from?
And you have to dig through 10, 15 years.
Imagine that.
That's why, oh, God, I started therapy. I was 23. And I wish, I had went earlier, but there's still a lot to process. But imagine, like, starting to process or starting to even heal, whether that's, traditional therapy or not, like, imagine starting to heal at 50 years old. Like, there's so much
to unpack. And,
my dad is 55, 56. My mom is 45, 44. And, of course, they still can do that, but I kind of understand why some people are at a certain age was like, fuck it! I'm just going to smoke these cigarettes and still just be like, this is just who I am. I could kind of understand why someone's just like, I don't even want to fucking deal with that shit.
Right. Sometimes it's just easier.
Imagine 45 years. Dirt.
Of resentment. You're just like, damn. Carrying that shit. I don't know.
Because there's things I'm bringing up when I was like 7.
No, for real. Yeah, it's hard.
When is your earliest memory?
Ooh, I think I was 3.
Your earliest memory is 3? Mm-hmm. What were you doing?
I remember being on like this thing. It's so funny because I always remember what I'm wearing. Like, I remember... I'm always about the look. Like, okay, I was wearing these sandals that were brown, and I was wearing like these blue socks with like purple like kind of outline on them. And I remember just being on this like plastic like motorcycle thing, like a little, those baby ones, and then it was like red and yellow, and I remember just feeling so little. And the smell, I remember smells.
You remember the smell?
Mm-hmm. It smells like plastic.
Okay, so
plastic, yeah.
Okay, were you outside?
What I remember. No, I was inside. I was inside this like it was like at a doctor's office. That was like one of my earliest memories.
That's so crazy, isn't that? That is so crazy.
It's like when I woke up, I was like, "What the fuck? This is me."
Because sometimes when I say like, "Oh yeah, I was 4 here," like I'm like, do people like believe me when I say when I was 4 this happened?
Oh my god.
Because like the fact that I remember, 23 years ago, it's kind of like.
It's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
The older we get, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
I always remember a feeling. I'm a very like, I always remember a feeling. I don't specifically remember like what I'm wearing. I always remember a feeling.
Like, I remember.
I remember like I put that shit on that day. Like just
with my overalls and my little.
Yeah, I always remember a feeling, but like, that is crazy. we are going to wrap this episode up. Jessica, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I love this conversation. I didn't know it was going to get here. I had notes and shit. Didn't read none of them. That's okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
I love you more. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow me on Instagram. What? We got a guest. Why are you guys being rude? Okay. Jessica, where can they follow you first?
Okay, so we can do Instagram at Blanc16, BLANC16. I'm on, my J Film account. That's my film account. It's the J Film, the letter J and then film.
Actually, sorry, yeah. I hate to interrupt you. Show them those 2 pictures.
Oh my god!
I bought 2 pictures from Jessica, and if you're watching on YouTube, this is her. Oh, I love this. Is my favorite picture of you. Oh my god, you look so fucking thick and cute.
I love the colors. Like they're very much like purple, pink.
I love it. Is that a dress?
Yeah, this is a dress. This is just like a one piece, like a turtleneck.
Oh, okay.
Dress. It's all. I got it at Buffalo, so
it's super cute.
It was cheap, and then my sandals, my little thick sandals.
And then she took this picture. This is my sister. Hopefully,
shout out to Capricorn women again.
Yeah. So these are pictures Jessica took. So
that's the J Film account.
J Film account.
I usually have events, so you guys can come and get your pictures. But if not, just DM me. If you guys want to shoot, DM me. I'm here. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Follow
you so
Jessica.
much.
Follow me on Instagram, Asia My Queen, everywhere. Oh, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere. I am. That doesn't even make sense. All right.
Everywhere she is. And you better follow her. Now, if you don't already, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Okay. Leo season is coming. Girl,
I got a bathing suit the other day, girl. Ooh. Barely covering up anything. Girl, barely it's coming up a sweat. That's it.
Isn't that what you said you wanted this summer? You said, I want ass.
I want ass out. I want ass out this summer.
This whole summer.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.